We are in the new warehouse. We just installed all of these shelves. I'm feeling quite overwhelmed. I was supposed to get a big shipment of inventory to be fully in stocked for Black Friday and the holidays, and I've just been informed that it's been detained in customs. And it's almost been in there for 30 days. I was just hoping to have stuff in stock this year because last year I did pre-orders, and because they were pre-orders, a lot of people didn't get their orders until January, which they were aware of, but it's just I wanted to kind of be ahead of things this year. Right now I have a handful of orders to pack. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And that's the only thing I'm gonna focus on at the moment. Stella, drop it, drop it. What is in your mouth? Drop it. Hello. We're packing some orders. I'm very low energy. I'm just having a gut flare up and it's affecting my brain. I feel very foggy headed, and it's kind of risky packing orders when I feel foggy headed, but I believe we can do it. It's December 22nd. Yeah. We've passed the holiday deadline for shipping, so none of these will arrive for the holidays. That's why I'm not pressed. In addition to doing Coco Clim, which keeps me really busy, I also work a full-time job as a product designer, and I also oversee all the manufacturing operations and vet and source manufacturers for them as well. But I'm really excited that I get to use my PTO for the rest of the year. So I only have one job for the rest of the year, and that's this right here. And that is a lot less than what I normally do. So feeling really good about that. I'm packing an assortment of earrings and necklaces, and I'm gonna just kind of walk you through my setup at the moment. I just got this packing table. If you've watched my content before, packing orders in my kitchen, I've never had a table. I've never had a table dedicated to my work before. And I have a whole room now, and you're actually sitting above all of my inventory. So thank you for being the keeper of my inventory. So this is kind of the setup. This is what I do right now. Basically, I print out all of my shipping labels and I divide them into the SKU. So here we have scissor earrings, stork scissor earrings in silver, mini claw clip hoop earrings in gold, claw clip hoop earrings in silver, and I just try to divide them just to give my brain a little bit of less work. It's kind of confusing because I'm always looking at two different packing labels. There's one for TikTok Shop and one for Shopify, and they look different. And the one for TikTok Shop is just so ugly and just like kind of like a cluster and just hard to see. But I've been really good. I've gotten a lot better about not making mistakes. So anyway, so we're gonna pack a scissor earring in silver. They just got a single. Right now I'm using bubble wrap because I'm switching manufacturers. I'm switching a lot of things around, and I'm working with a new jewelry manufacturer who's also going to create our packaging. So moving forward, I'm in this transitional period right now. My jewelry is just packaged on backing cards, and I bubble wrap it just to be safe, extra safe in transit. So none of these shipping materials are actually what I'm gonna be using a month from now. I had to go pick up extra shipping envelopes because I ran out. I prepped for the holidays and I ran out, which is a great problem to have. So these are kind of new and random. Luckily, if you ever need anything last minute, Walmart has shipping labels and shipping envelopes that you can get last minute. Like, I'm talking emergency, because I guess they get shipments every day. So, you know, not ideal for long term, use. And then I just double check what I'm doing. So scissor earrings in silver, 1. Starting next year, once I fully switch over to the new manufacturer, all of our earrings direct to consumer will be shipped in a box, which is nice. Focus. Stork embroidery scissors in gold. They are getting a pair. Now I have to get my gold backing cards. Okay, because I can't get distracted. Boxes. We're getting boxes. At first, when I started Coco Clem Jewelry, I thought that I was gonna have different boxes for different collections and different earrings. And so each earring had its own fun, unique box. But that gets really expensive and messy quick, because like I learned with my mushroom earrings that I designed, it was the first earring that I released and designed. They were mushroom studs and they didn't sell as well as I thought that they would. I still have some left. They're mushroom. They look like little mushrooms when you open them. They didn't sell well though. And I ordered 500 of them. And the kicker is that it has me on the back of the box. I don't know what to do with them. I don't have 500 earrings, but I have less than 500 boxes now. So that's the reason why I'm done designing a singular box for a singular SKU. We're just gonna do all Coco Clem branding, and yes, it'll be cheaper, which will allow me to just put more money back into my designs. I do care about packaging, and I do think that there's a time and a place when you can have really unique packaging, but that's a little over budget at the moment. I'm packing a TikTok shop order. TikTok shop is a nightmare. It's really great in some aspects of just like getting money. We need cash flow in order to create new designs. But when I tell you, it's a nightmare. Am I gonna stop? No, the money's too good, unfortunately. People are using TikTok Shop to purchase things. I've had situations where customers didn't read the product description, got one single earring instead of a pair, even though they had the option to choose. I just think people are unfamiliar with the concept of buying one single earring. But to me, it makes sense. I think more brands are doing it. You might have different piercings on one side to another. You might only have one side of your ear pierced. You might want to mix metals. I made these card inserts to put in my TikTok shop orders. And basically, it's a way to redirect people from TikTok shop to my website if they purchase again. So there's a coupon code on it, and they can scan the QR code and come back to my website, hopefully. So it's a way to redirect traffic back to my homepage. My strategy with TikTok is to use it as marketing. It's purely a marketing platform for me. I sell my stuff on there. If you want to get to know me more, I think YouTube is a great place. My Instagram stories are sometimes a good place for that. And I feel like Instagram I use more to share my creative inspiration. At least the feed, not the reels. The reels are also marketing. So I insert one of these in the order only for TikTok Shop. Yeah, TikTok Shop, it's just a nightmare in that people can request refunds and TikTok Shop automatically guarantees the refunds. And sometimes the customer doesn't even give the package back to you. So you have to be really on top of things to make sure you're getting your inventory back, that your inventory arrives not damaged, and I can't refund them for that. Okay, what are we gonna package next? Stork scissor necklace in gold. I have new packing materials for my necklaces. I'm really happy with them. Basically, when anyone purchases a necklace, I assemble the box myself. Maybe at some point, I'll get the factory to assemble them for me. In order for me to feel comfortable with a factory packaging my goods for me, and if I ever decide to use a fulfillment center, I have to really trust the factory and trust their quality control. And the factory that I've been working with, they started off really strong and then they got lazier and lazier and more combative and more lazy. And so I found someone else to work with. But I have to test them for at least a year to make sure we don't have any issues. And then if quality control continues to not be a problem, then I can get them to fulfill, like to assemble the boxes, and that way it won't take as much time. This is what the Stork embroidery scissor box looks like. There's the gold foil, and then it can hang, which is nice for retail shops. I'm always thinking about how my packaging can serve my wholesale customers and how they'll look nicely merchandised. And in the future, I'll need to add a UPC on the back as well. But I'm kind of waiting on the UPCs because that is pretty expensive, and I just want to make sure that the stuff I'm actually putting UPCs on actually sells. I've been getting a lot of positive reviews on the necklaces though. Okay, now we need a different product. Scissor necklace in gold. So this is a regular scissor necklace, and yeah, the scissors actually open and close, which is super cool. TikTok tried to withhold $2,600 from me because my account wasn't two-factor authenticated. When I went to try to actually do that, it said that I needed an additional phone number in order to do that. Who has two phone numbers? I mean, maybe a lot of businesses do. I don't. So in order to get my money quickly, I had to create a Google phone number. It's just really wild, the loopholes that they have you jump through. Also, if someone leaves a negative review, it affects your shop score. So the way that TikTok will push out your products depends on your shop score. And if you have any violations for any reason, like me with the 2FA, it will just withhold your money. And when you're first getting started, you have to make 50 sales. Once you do that, then you'll get moved up to the new tier where you can get deposits quicker. So in order to make 50 sales, you have to constantly push out videos. Oh, this person got 3 scissor necklaces. That's cool. These are going to Germany as well. All right. And the support people are not helpful at all. All they're doing is buying time and responding to you with AI prompts. It's still sadly worth it. I think I joined TikTok Shop well, I've been in it for a while, but it was really bad when I first started it. So then I just stopped using it. I couldn't remove myself, but it got better. I thought I would try it again. I consistently started using it in August or September, the end of August, September. And since then, it's brought in a revenue of 20,000, I believe. It's somewhere around there. So sadly, it's worth it. You know, I would always prefer someone to shop on my website. Speaking of which, I have been trying to learn QuickBooks this year. It has been a challenge. I feel like my brain is so tired of learning different software interfacings. I don't want to learn anymore. I'm not organized the way that I want to be as a business yet in order to bring on more help. Because I also recognize that's a huge responsibility and it's a lot to be accountable for, and I want to make sure that I'm bringing someone on. I mean, steps are being made, right? Like I have my own space now. I have a designated packing area. Before I was packing orders in my kitchen or on my floor. I can't hire someone to help me and expect them to do that. I'm putting together a customer service PDF. I'm putting together a social media PDF, and I'm just adding to it each time I kind of experience a new scenario that requires a different response. I just want to have more systems in place before I hire someone because I want things to be straightforward and as easy as possible. I don't want to leave them guessing or leave them thinking that they're having to problem solve by themselves because I like threw them to the wolves. Stork scissor earrings and silver. My holiday inventory was stuck in customs for 45 days. And then some of my inventory arrived damaged, and trying to get a refund from a manufacturer who has stopped respecting or caring about the projects you're working on has been a nightmare. But I am so good at pulling up receipts and showing proof that like these quality control standards are not what we talked about, you know. So luckily I was able to get partial refund, because I've had to refund a few people. I'm so confident moving forward that we will not have these issues with our with our new manufacturer. Chinese New Year is coming up. If you do any sort of manufacturing or product design, you are familiar that Chinese factories are closed for the month of February to March. Some before, some slightly after. As a product-based business who manufactures in China, it's really important for me to look ahead, because realistically, if I wait to place an order in January, I'm not gonna get it until probably April or May. So not only do I have to place my holiday inventory around end of July, August, in order to make sure it arrives by November-ish, based on the quantities that I produce. I also have to place another order November, December in order to get it before Chinese New Year. So fourth quarter, I'm spending a lot of money If you have solid manufacturing partners, the rest of your business will be easy. But if your partners are constantly arguing with you about quality control or mistakes that they made or delays that have happened because of either their lack of communication or planning, even if you have followed up, or if they're not communicating at all, but they're pestering you for another order, run for the hills. Sometimes you can start with a manufacturer, but you'll never know if you can scale with them until you start to scale and see how they can handle that. And don't let the fear of a manufacturer not being able to scale with you prevent you from working with them to begin with, because some things you truly only find out with experience, and it's truly like relationships. Sometimes it just takes a while for people to show themselves, and sometimes you really don't get to learn about manufacturers until you see how they respond to problems. And if you have a manufacturer who doesn't take accountability when problems arise, because the thing is, this is life. There's always going to be a problem. Customers are involved. Products that are made by hands, by unperfect humans, there's always going to be a problem. And that's cool. We can handle problems. There's no problem that's not solvable. It's finding a manufacturer that wants to help you solve a problem and puts people over profit first. That's a tricky thing. And sometimes that's the only thing that can be discovered through time and money. Because these issues are so expensive to remedy, I think that's why people are apprehensive about sharing their manufacturers and sharing their trade secrets with other curious, creative individuals. Also, they might be in a logistical nightmare with their manufacturer and might truly not want to recommend them, and they're in the process of doing this troubleshooting themselves, of trying to find someone else to work with. I really do feel like next year is going to be a better year for my business. I feel like I've hit some milestones this year, had to iron out and learn so many different things because my business has scaled really quickly. And I feel like more equipped. But I love a challenge. I really do. I love a challenge, and I love working, and I love designing. So I know it's nothing I can't handle. Also, with TikTok Shop, you have to ship out orders really quickly. Otherwise, it'll affect your fulfillment score. And your fulfillment score affects what? Your shop score. It affects how often it shows your products to people. TikTok Shop also, it rates how quickly you respond to customer service as well. And if you don't respond quickly enough, that also lowers your customer service score, which lowers your shop score, which affects everything. So TikTok Shop has been hard for me in the sense that I always have to be on because I'm aware about how these things affect my business. And I feel like I can never fully take a break because I have to ship the orders out the same day or the next day because I don't want it to affect these things. I have to respond to people as quickly as possible. You'll also have people spamming your messages to try to get your shop score lower, and it works. And then if you try to report them, it doesn't do anything. But again, sadly, financially, it's worth it. There's so many issues though. And I think part of being a small business and surviving and even thriving is being open to adapt to the times, even if the technology isn't evolved enough to be fluid. I feel like it's kind of like when my boyfriend tells me about video games. I don't play video games, but I like Animal Crossing. He says that these developers will release trailers of the video game before the video game is even finished, and they'll be like, okay, this is launching in 5 years. But like, obviously the video game isn't being developed. And also, I think people also release video games before they're fully developed. And then they make you pay for the clothes, for like to dress up your avatar or your character. I think things like TikTok Shop, it's like you have all of these corporations rushing to build the next big thing. Like TikTok Shop is trying to be Amazon. And so you have these companies rushing to be the best who develop these algorithms that make you purchase these things, well, heavily influence you. But their software isn't fully fleshed out. And it's a nightmare to interact with as a small business. And then the customers don't know that. They think that you're the one responsible for TikTok Shop's crappy interfacing. Interfacing? I'm a sewer. I get the two mixed up. Interface? And so you just have all these like half-developed projects, half-developed ideas, half-developed this and that, because they're just trying to make as much money with as little effort as possible. Makes me so mad. Let's package some apparel so you can see how I do that. We have the composition notebook and a scarf. I have these compostable bags, and I got them custom made. I designed the graphic on it. There's a QR code to the impact page on our website. They zip up. I also have some hang tags that we're gonna put on the composition notebook tote bag. So the scarf comes wrapped in this belly band that I designed. So here's where I think that like custom packaging is really cool. It's like lined paper for the pencil. I was really debating on hanging up this scarf, but I don't want the knit to stretch over time. So it just is best if it's like laid down in a belly band. So this is the composition notebook tote bag, and I add my hang tag on it. And then I just put them in the same bag. This person ordered both, which I love. I love when I see an order with a theme. I'm gonna put their packing label in here as well. I also have these apparel mailers that I designed, which are also 100% compostable. I'm debating on getting them remade thicker though, because I've had maybe 5 instances, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, get broken open because of it getting stuck in the mailing conveyor belt. I don't know how common that is on the apparel side of owning a business. I've never had that happen as a customer, but I've had to refund like 5 people, and it really sucked because some of them were sample orders and things that I couldn't replace because they were one-of-one items. So what I've been doing is double bagging them. Packaging thickness is made in microns, and mine is slightly above average. It's just one of those things that you can't problem solve until it happens, and then you just have to find a solution moving forward. It's time to take these weekend orders to the post office. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have a good day.